Good afternoon, everybody. I'm calling the board meeting into session. And the first thing we're going to do is a pledge allegiance. If you all stand as you're able. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, next on our agenda is resolution acknowledgement of Michigan Library Appreciation Month. Michelle?
So there's a resolution in your packet if you want to read it or just recognize it as libraries being vital organizations to their community. There's approximately 393 libraries in the state of Michigan, all who serve our patrons with a variety of resources. So it's up to you if you want to read it, or you guys can just acknowledge it and move on.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, and thank you, library. Okay, next on the agenda is approval of the agenda, but we are having, hi there, Mike, we are having an amendment to, not amendment, we're having an amendment to the agenda.
Yeah, I was just going to request that we change the director review and compensation from 10C, which is under new business, to closed session number 13. And I can request, so there's a memo in your packet. There's a few reasons that a public body can go into closed session, and one of them is personnel review. It's Michigan compiled laws 15.268A, and it does require a roll call vote of 2/3 of the board. So when we get to that, you can do that.
Okay, so you want me to wait till?
Yeah, just wait till that.
Okay, all right. Other than that, are there any other changes to the agenda? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Okay, Joe and
I think Susan second.
Susan? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next on the agenda is public comment, and Mike Mulcahy would like to address the board.
Here.
Yeah, go there and say your full name and where you're coming from.
Mike Mulcahy. I'm born and raised here in Traverse City, live on Peninsula Drive, taxpayer. I love the library. I love the staff of the library. I use the library. Libraries are a sacred thing, and they reflect a town, and Traverse City is such a great town. We all want it to reflect how great the town is. So I'm going to read the exact same speech I had last time. I might throw a couple of comments in. Not everybody was here, but I noticed that we have not terminated the Queer Tales Book Club on Thursday nights. I thought we would, but I don't think we did. If we did, tell me, and I'm done, out the door. Is it still going? Okay. I'm a local taxpayer who happily supports this library. TADL publicly and beautifully reflects our community values. Today, I'm here to request a change to the TADL policy of endorsing and promoting transgenderism and gender affirmation to juveniles. You may not know, but we do this on our electronic billboard. I'm not positive if this is still the case or not. Displayed over the juvenile book return. See for yourselves. I had a handout when I was here last time, but take my word for it now. The effects of juvenile transgenderism are jolting. Even pro-homosexual organizations know that transgenderism correlates strongly with juvenile pornography addiction, depression, self-mutilation, violence, suicide, and more. For those of you unfamiliar with these data sets, I brought study results from Harvard Medical School as an example. That was also a handout last time I was here. Well-meaning TADL staff, believing that they can simply affirm juveniles with gender dysphoria, might adopt our current TADL policy, since affirmation has been made fashionable by media who appraise as therapeutic any attempt at gender affirmation. Affirmation can be good, but juvenile gender dysphoria has many underlying causes. I had a handout for that too from pretty authoritative sources, I thought. Professionals have tested protocols for gender therapy specific to each client to maximize the benefit and minimize risks. shoot from the hip interventions, unsurprisingly, have a record of danger and damage to vulnerable juveniles. I brought this to the attention of TADL staff who argued that a neutral policy towards transgenderism would be the equivalent of censorship. Our juvenile stacks are loaded with gender-affirming material, a completely different problem. Bottom line, TADL endorsing a Queer Tales book club for vulnerable juveniles to meet with who knows who at night. What could go wrong? I'm arguing plenty. Please inform yourselves and rid our library of this dangerous policy. Thank you. If I still have a couple seconds left, don't know if I do.
You have
Yeah.
51 seconds left.
I would add, if you're cognizant of what's showing up in the news, this is going to sound like hell raising here, but it is true. Most of the assassination attempts, killings, and whatnot that we've seen, if it bleeds, it leads. And I know that that's not every crime that takes place. A huge number of these have been transgender people. And when they find out that what they really suffered from was maybe a minor case of gender dysphoria, but somebody talked them into having a sex change operation, often without notifying the parents, they get madder than all get out. I mean, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you just be madder than heck if you found out later on in life that you had been hoodwinked into thinking that a transgender lifestyle was just another normal thing that people go through life with?
Thank you, your time is up.
Time's up, okay.
If you have any written materials, you can
I
hand
already,
it
I
to
already
the
sent the
secretary.
written material to
Okay.
you. Don't have additional written material,
Okay.
but there's
Thank you,
plenty
Rick.
of it out there.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, continuing with our agenda. Sorry. I'll entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda, unless there's anything that people want to take off of it.
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second. Okay. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, next is the director's report.
Yeah, so hold on, a little sticky note there. You have my written report. It's been a really busy 2 months, especially, I just wanted to point out the information about the state budget and that libraries really benefited from that. And we really, a lot of people are saying it's because so many people really contacted our legislators and made sure that people heard that libraries were important. So I know there's many places that got cut where we got an extra 900,000 one time in the budget. So really happy about that. Still waiting on the federal budget. And two things that I did put in, that the Molina healthcare kits are up and ready, and I think they're ready for checkout if Melissa's not here. And this was what?
They are.
Oh,
Ready for checkout.
yeah, they are ready for checkout. And this is something that you'll probably see in the news in the next few days, where it's a company that produces a kit to help people with dementia or memory disorders, and this was a grant from Molina Health. So we do have the required press releases going out, and they did a press release, so we're really excited about that. And then we also got a $10,000 Rotary grant, which will fund the architecture plans for our rain garden off of Sight and Sound store. So, yeah. So it was, pretty busy and a great month. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Michelle? Okay, seeing none, we'll carry on. Next is presentation by Scott Maury, Assistant Director for Technology.
My paper notes. So good afternoon. I'm Scott from the Technology Department, and I'm here to share some exciting news about our new online catalog. We expect to launch this new catalog in the coming weeks, but you are getting the first public sneak preview tonight. Well, I guess today. It's not dark yet. The new catalog, which I'm going to show you shortly, is powered by an open source solution called Aspen Discovery, and it is used by thousands of libraries across the country and world. And it's a community developed product, very similar to Evergreen. But before we make the jump into the new catalog, I think it's important to talk about why we are making this change, because we know change is hard. We've been using the old catalog for 10 years. A lot of people are really comfortable with it. So why are we changing things around? I know change is really hard. I have not forgiven my mom for moving the furniture in my house when I was 7 years old fully. So I totally get that some people really do not like change. We recognize that. So it's important, I think, as board members, if anybody asks, why do they change stuff, to be able to articulate why. So here is our beautiful existing catalog. And we have been using this since 2015. It has served us well, and if you think about it, this is the solution that people use to find things in our collection, place holds, renew things. In the last 10 years, millions and millions of searches have been placed on this. Thousands upon thousands of books have been placed on hold. It has been the engine of a lot of what we do here. So why are we doing this? Well, for first off, 10 years in technical terms is a lifetime. Very few pieces of software that are 10 years old are still in production. And if we wanted to keep using this, we would have to spend a lot of time rewriting it. So it's important to think about, okay, who is helping support this thing? And the answer is 3 people. So I'm going to hop over really quickly to a site called GitHub. It's where we put all of our code. And it's just going to show sort of who is helping keep this thing current. And once the data loads, it'll show that it's basically me and 2 other people. That's not very many people to be supporting a system of this scale and nature. Come on, GitHub, show. This isn't my website, so it goes slow, you can't believe me. Anyway, once it loads, it'll just show 3 people. When you compare that to how many people are supporting the Aspen Discovery thing, you'll see that it's way more than just 3 people. It's major libraries like Nashville Public, smaller libraries like Carnegie Howell Library down in Michigan. I just wanted to bring this up to show that there is a lot more people helping add code to this and keep it maintained. So rather than having a catalog that's just maintained by 3 people who have a lot of other jobs they have to do, the catalog will now be maintained by the entire community. Now my staff, if they're interested, or myself, can still contribute code to this solution, but we won't be alone in making sure this thing stays up to date and stays secure. And it's still loading for our catalog, so sorry about that. Curse of the live demo. The other thing, and this is actually interesting because it happened to me today, is that since we've released our old catalog, a lot has changed in the rest of the world. The big thing is the growth of digital resources, ebooks, e-audiobooks. When we first launched this thing in 2015, the number of circulations that we had for e-audiobooks and ebooks was a rounding error. Now it's about 30% of our circulation and growing. I think our last board report was 21% growth from last year? And we're not seeing that trend change. So right now, if you wanted to say, look for a book, let's say it's called Frozen River. This actually happened to me this morning at the Circ desk. Someone wanted to find the book Frozen River. We searched our catalog. And all right, cool, there's 1 Frozen River, there's 2 Frozen Rivers. We have a bunch of different records in different format. We have to go through them all. Well, then she's like, how about Hoopla? So we hop over to Hoopla. We do the same search there. How about Libby? We hopped over to Libby, did the same search there. Hopped over to Melcat, did the same search there. We had to search in 5 different places to be able to exhaust all the options she had for that item. And at a Circ desk, that takes time to go through all those different things. So kind of a pain in the butt. And when you talk to our reference staff, they're having to go through a process like that all the time. Same thing for people from home. Even further, if you're looking for things like Spanish language resources, we have what's on our catalog. We have what's on our website in different databases, but it's all separate. You have to spend a lot of time searching in many different places. And many of our patrons don't have the time or aren't even aware of all the different things we offer. So, pretty big problem. And now, enter the new catalog that helps solve that problem. And we're calling it discover.tadl.org because it helps discover all the great stuff that we have to offer. So when you visit the landing page of it, it's going to look very, very similar to our existing catalog in terms of sliders, There's a search bar on top. You can do all the things you used to do in terms of managing your account. You can see your checked out items. You can renew things. It's all the same stuff that you used to be able to do in our old catalog. But the cool stuff is when you start doing searches. So let's do that same search for Frozen River. Rather than having 10 different records, they're all grouped together. And rather than having to bounce out to all of our different services like Libby and Hoopla, we can access it right from one interface, just like that. It brings it all together. Beyond that, however, there's a lot of other really cool things that you can do. And oh yeah, at the end, at the page, you will also see the same search you done in Melcat. So it's literally one page, one search, everything we have. Saves a ton of time. Another cool thing that we can do is, in addition to all the great materials we have also have really great programs. So let's say someone was interested in cooking, and they did a search for cooking in our catalog. As they're scrolling, it will automatically bring in events from our website and help link people to those. So for example, oh look, there's a cool event called Instant Pots with Scots on November 11th. Totally not cross-promoting that. It's gonna be a whole new thing about soup season. But again, before, you could be interested in cooking, you may be interested in this content, but unless you searched here, there, and there, you're not gonna get that information. Another great example that we can do is we have a lot of great online databases that have great information, and a lot of times we don't feel people even know about or use these or not. We're able to promote things based upon keyword searches. So for example, someone searches for Spanish. We've created this little placard here that will immediately highlight the district's resources that we have for language instructions. And if people are interested, they can be popped right out from that search to our website that lists all the different things that we have and pay for on this front. Additionally, we can use these placards to help people find things. For example, people could search for Library of Things, very popular thing to search for these days, so Library of Things. And to help people find specific items in our Library of Things, we've designed this little placard here that let people hop to music or tools or baking pans, just making it easier for patrons to be able to find all the great things that we have without having to click around and search a bunch of different stuff.
Oh, wow.
Another great example is just the immediacy of being able to find things. So for example, let's search for Hunger Games. By default, this new catalog will always list, if all things are else equal, it will always list the newest item. So right up on top, I see Hunger Games, all the different titles that we have. I see what versions I can get, what versions I can't. Oh, look, there's an ebook available from Hoopla. I just click Access Online. It will automatically log me into my Hoopla account. I click Borrow, which I won't do because these actually cost us money, and I'm not going to read this. And it will immediately download. It'll pop up on my phone next time I open up the app. So it brings all those resources together in a really powerful way. There are a ton of other really interesting features that this catalog has that people have been asking for us for a while that we couldn't develop on our own, at least found a lot of time. One of the things that, and it always surprises me, is that people really want to know when they're searching the catalog if they've already read something that comes up in the search results. Because we have some people, they're like the equivalent of gym rats, but reading. They'll read 100 books a year or something like that. And they forget what titles they've already read. It sounds crazy, but these people are the equivalent of the guys doing one-arm push-ups, but for reading. So one of the things that we've added, what's added in this, is if you've searched for a title you've already read, I'm trying to think of the one I just read recently. It's other than my own, I think. Really good book by a French guy. If you've read it will make this a little bigger. It will say its last checkout and tell you when you read it. Huge feature that a lot of people really have been asking for that, again, we would not be able to add ourselves. Found a ton of work. Let's see what else I want to talk about. So we're really excited about this. And one of the things that I think is really important to remember is when we launch this, we're going to be launching it in a way that basically has all the features of the old catalog plus a few extra goodies. But there's so much more we can do with this. There's the ability for patrons to leave reviews for items, to rate items in the catalog, and then get recommendations about other items they might be interested in. There are literally thousands of different settings that we can use and enable. We can suck in more e-resources. Comic Plus, for example, is a popular database. We're working on adding those titles, so they'll show up in search results as well. So this is a huge change. We're very excited about it, and we appreciate Michelle and everyone's support in making this happen. We expect that it will be launched for the public in a big way, probably early November. There'll be all kinds of information on our websites, but if you want to check it out right now, it's available. TADL.org/discover. So if you have any questions, let me know.
What?
Discover.
Discover.
Paul has a question.
Will there be lists continued?
Yes. We know people absolutely love our lists, and one of the first things that we did was testing importing the old lists from the old catalog into the new, and it works just great.
Since it's open source, is there a standardized release so that you have the bug-free ones?
Yeah, so they do releases, probably major releases every 3 times a year about, and they do point releases on a regular basis too. And we have the option of when we want to update or not, depending on what our goals are.
Any chance for file completion on the search bar?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I think my screen went dead behind you. I don't know if Josh can bring it back up or not. But yeah, once you start typing something, it will. There, I'm back. I'll just show you. Once you start typing something, so I'll do like born to. It'll give you autocomplete options on that.
Nice.
So Born to Run, it's a great one. Great album. I'm more of a Nebraska guy, but Born to Run's okay.
Thanks, Scott.
Any other questions? Susan?
Yeah, thanks, Scott. A couple questions. When you mentioned the other libraries in the state that are using this, is this like one complete template then that we're connected to those other libraries in any way?
We're not connected with them. Our systems are separate, but it's the same software. So if someone came from, say, the Howell Library and came here, it would be very similar. Colors are a little different. Some of the language might be different because we have the ability to change things. Like some people say they suspend hold. Some people say they freeze hold. So it could be a little bit of language difference, but the UI would be the same. The back-end database is not connected.
Okay. And another question, it's not lost on me what's hanging on the walls in this room right now. So based on reviews, let's say someone really didn't like a material that we have guidelines for what can be in that review. I don't know about the positive, but if it's a challenging review, how do we handle that?
And that is the reason why we didn't have reviews enabled out the gate. Now, the system has a lot of tools to help make sure that like reviews that might have like hateful languages or threats of violence in them can be blocked. There's actually a setting, it's called the dirty word list. I won't bring it up because it has a bunch of dirty words in it. But basically libraries can say, hey, if any reviews have these words in them, don't post them right away, let us review them. But I think when you go into that sort of conversation about like what kind of reviews should be allowed, how they should be policed, that's a big discussion. That's way outside my IT guy pay grade. That's kind of for you and Michelle to figure out the answers there. So the goal, again, is to get this launched, get it ready to go. And then when we start talking about potentially enabling things like reviews, try to create a policy that allows us to manage that in a way that is good.
Okay. And are you going to be able to have fewer staff on this project then? And I'm wondering what the cost financially is to us.
I mean, not to pat myself on the back, but the old catalog, I wrote most of it, and I've been maintaining it, and it's been kind of a pain in the butt. I've been doing it for years, so I will free up a lot of time, and I will be able to do a lot more things, and I have more staff, I have more responsibility, so I don't know if you're going to be able to free up money necessarily, but you definitely free up a lot more of my time, which was pretty hard to do in the past.
Okay. And what this costs us, is there additional cost?
$6,000 a year. And that's for all our locations too. It isn't just for this main library here.
Okay.
And also, I forgot to show one thing. We care a lot about accessibility. We have for a while. And I just wanted to show that we have vetted this for accessibility. Let me bring up my tools. I'll go run an accessibility check for y'all right here, right now, just to verify its accessibility. Let's just do accessibility test. And it's considered one of the best, the most accessible products available for libraries in this front. It'll get 100 or very, very close.
And Susan, just while that's running, the one thing that
96.
oh wow, that's pretty good. The one thing that I think it will affect is hoopla. We struggle with our hoopla bill every month, so
Yeah.
I'm just working with the salesperson to figure out how do we put parameters on it. I think we could use it for collection development, where maybe some items are, since they all show, if we're doing it in Libby, we pull it out of hoopla. We're still working on that. The hoopla bill is just so popular, just more and more every month. So that's I think is probably we're all nervous.
We do have the option to hide hoopla if we
Jennifer,
really want
you
to.
have a
Yeah,
question?
we could hide it.
Yeah, and this might not be a question for today, just like further down the line. I mean, first of all, I just want to say this was such a great presentation, Scott. Thank you. You just care so deeply about it, comes through, and it's exciting. It's an exciting moment. So congratulations on
Well, thank you.
that. I think Susan raised a really interesting question around commenting or reviewing the different books and what policy discussion would need to happen as a result of that. And I wonder if, maybe not today, but at some point you might think about, or Michelle might think about sort of listing out what other policy questions might be alive for this new website so that we could prioritize, when and how to have those conversations and what would make sense for you all for us to have. So we have some awareness of the capabilities and can begin those discussions.
And I just wanted to make a comment that I'm one of those people where I see the tech and I'm like, this is so cool, let's totally do it. But I have someone new in my team, Erin McCall, she's our new systems librarian. She's like, well, let's think about the unattended consequences of just turning that thing on. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her for being sort of proactive about seeing how that could be a problem for the reasons that were listed.
And there's so many peers that we could refer, we can check in with to say okay, what happened? So that's a good point though, but yeah, we'll definitely make sure we'll find out.
Susan, you have a question?
Yeah, Scott, I just want to build on some of what Jennifer was saying, and that is just recently Rotary asked me to review their new website and look at a lot of things, including accessibility. And I had been using ours as one of the models. Well, holy Toledo. I mean, this is really going to be something to show them what's possible in some unique ways. Thank you.
And I guess one other thing on the accessibility front that I did kind of want to share with you all, just because I think it's a neat thing. We have a lot of people moving to our area, and not all of them might speak English natively. Now, we do have some foreign language materials on our shelves and stuff, but we have tens of thousands of foreign language materials via Hoopla and Libby. Just to give you a sense, let's look at what we have for foreign language wise. 114,000 Spanish language material items available online. Wow. So if someone comes to their desk looking for something in Spanish to read to their kids, we can provide an easy answer for that rather than the small handful of books we used to have on our shelves before. So it's increasing accessibility not just for folks with disabilities, but also with folks who might not speak English, which I think is a really powerful thing.
All right, Joe?
Scott, in the beginning, you said, I think that this is an open source system and that any of its users can make changes to it. Who watches that to make sure any changes someone else makes doesn't negatively affect us?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I'm going to go over to the GitHub page for it. The person who owns Aspen Discovery, right now it's a nonprofit, so they have a board of directors. They have what's called a primary maintainer, and the primary maintainer is Mark Noble. He used to work for a company called Bywater. He's the one who originally invented Aspen Discovery. So it's him now and a few other people. There's an election process, and they're the ones who determine, okay, what changes get recommitted back to the core thing. Now, if we ever wanted to, we could just say, okay, we're going to make this change but not commit it back. But then we are the ones who have to maintain it, and there's no promise that it would be incorporated in the future. But these open source projects, they have a governance structure very similar to a lot of other organizations in terms of what gets added and what doesn't.
Any other questions for Scott?
Excellent. Thank you.
Scott, it was very informative.
We're excited. We really are.
Okay, next on our agenda is new business. The first item is request for RFP for cleaning and custodial services.
Yeah, so Brett and I have been talking, and he's been getting a lot of calls. There's a lot of companies that are kind of in this business of cleaning. The last time TADL did an RFP was 2011, and that's when we went with Universal Cleaners. We haven't done an RFP since, and I think part of that was there was a legacy TADL employee who basically Universal took on, so he became a Universal employee, but he worked here. He's since, retired, and so now it's like a good time to do this. So we just need your permission to send it out there.
Okay, the suggested motion, I don't know if you all have it in your notes. Someone can make it, and I'll just read it, but someone needs to first and second it. That the library director be authorized to issue a request for proposals for building cleaning services. So,
I'll make
entertain.
that motion.
Okay, second? Second. Thank you. Any discussion? Nope. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is, request to hold a staff holiday party and serve alcohol after hours on December 5th. Michelle, you want to give us a little information on that before we have a motion?
Yeah, so traditionally, the director of the library pays for a holiday party, unless sometimes a donor will donate. And I just need your permission to hold it and to serve alcoholic beverages. And just, again, reiterating that there are no tax dollars used for this party. But it's always a fun night. Last year, we had a dance floor in the atrium. People's kids were dancing. It was a good time. This year, Sight and Sound Department is going to set up a karaoke machine. So really going to be excited about that. So that's what we have planned.
Okay, anybody want to ask Michelle any questions before someone makes a motion? Susan?
So it's a family orientated party as well?
Yes, yeah, people bring their children, and last year, Chantel, who's the manager of East Bay's daughter, Maple, ruled the dance floor. I think she was 3 or 4.
Aw.
So, yeah, it's a fun night.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, does anybody have the motion in front of them?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, thanks, Jen.
I'll be proud to second that motion.
Okay. Oh, you made it.
Just
Okay.
alcohol and dance party, this sounds like something, I like my name on it, so I'm happy to second that.
All right, any discussion? All right, looks like you're ready to vote. This is a roll call vote, yes or no?
No, I don't
No?
think so.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, you guys all behave yourselves.
Oh, yeah, we do.
I don't want to see on the front page of the Record Eagle.
Yeah, HR will be there.
Oh, good, good. Okay, next on the agenda is the director review and compensation. And there has been a request by Michelle to go into closed session. And the motion for that, I'll just read it and then someone can first and second it. To go into closed session to consider the director evaluation as allowed under the Michigan compiled laws 15.268A.
And so that's going to be item 13, so that public comment can happen and trustee comment, and then we'll do closed session.
Oh, okay,
So-
sorry.
But that's okay, you still have to make the motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Michelle, do you want to discuss your review and compensation in closed session, or?
Yeah, we can just do that, and then once you come out of closed
Right,
session,
we bring the motion out.
then you can bring the motion.
Okay. All right, next is public comment. Any public want to make a comment?
Oh, you know what? We need a roll call vote for the closed session.
Okay,
Do you want to just do that once we get to 13?
sure. All right. Any public comment? Okay. Any trustee comment?
Thanks, Mary Lee.
Susan?
I just want
And
folks to know why I have these figures on the table next to me. The original Will Rogers Humanitarian Award that I received in July from the Columnist Society of the United States is in the middle. That's a bronze, fancy, professionally sculpted, artistic piece of work. And I wanted to give one to the Record Eagle, one to my 91-year-old father, and have one for my purse. And what better place to have them made than at TADL with the new 3D machine? And that's what you see here. So if you want, before the meeting, at the end of the meeting, you want to come over and just see the quality, especially the one that is the same size. There's a lot of writing on the base, and it all comes through, so.
Did they scan it in for you? Is that how they
Yes.
did it? Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing.
So, and I'm in the queue again, but there are a lot of people ahead of me to have more made, so.
Paul, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Melissa and Molina and anyone else that was involved with the Stay Sharp kits, because I know that the concept behind it is very effective. It's something that we dealt with for many years, and so it's a great way to support the community. I appreciate the work that was done in getting it here. Thank you.
It was a good team effort. I think I wrote it. Danielle and Melissa were the administrators for it. I think Heather helped me with the grant, and then we got it, and then Melissa's team took over, and it all happened like within a few weeks. So
Thank you.
I do want to say something in regards to the staff. Both Jennifer and I have been on the strategic planning activity, and yesterday we did a combined one, and I have to tell you, Michelle, and you that are here today, you all are incredibly wonderful. You're a lot of fun to be around, and it was great. It was really cool, and making all our designs and all our talking, and it was absolutely wonderful. You all would have had a really good time too. But the staff, you all rule. Yay. So, thank you very much for your hard work that you do every day. Okay, now we're ready. Let's see. Sorry, I have to keep my glasses on. Okay, now we're ready to go into closed session, and we have to bring that motion forward again, and it has to be a roll call vote. So.
I'll make the motion again.
Okay. All right, did it? You're still the second, Sam?
Absolutely, I'll
Okay,
second this one.
Okay. All right, roll call.
Okay, starting with Odgers,
Yes.
Fourteen,
Yes.
Gedman,
Yes.
Dale,
Yes.
Kaiser,
Yes.
Hickory, Jones.
Yes.
Okay. No, I don't think you did. So we need to excuse all of the wonderful staff. Thank you. And can you close your door, the door on the way out, please? All right, so now we're going to proceed with our discussion on director's review and compensation. Okay, our review was very good with some good suggestions and comments. And now let's talk about compensation. Jennifer.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the director's performance review and provide a compensation increase of 7%, commensurate with her outstanding performance and the cost of living and in line with fiscally responsible practices and where her, yeah, that, we'll leave it there.
Okay, do you have a second?
Second.
Okay. This is, any discussion?
I'm in support of the motion entirely, and I want to add to it just a comment to be sure that, at least from this trustee's point of view, the compensation number is symbolic of the deep appreciation that we feel from reviewing this record and years before it of a director who is so attentive to not just staff and program of the library and its services per se, but also attentive to the community at large and keeps the library connected in so many ways to the larger community. It's much appreciated, and it helps, I think, in the bigger picture in some ways immeasurable.
Thank you.
Any other comments from anybody? All right, are you ready to vote? Okay,
should
this is a
probably do-
roll call vote.
Rogers?
Yes.
Boutin?
Yes.
Denman?
Yes.
Deo?
Yes.
Keiser?
Yes.
Vickery?
Yep.
Jones?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for your vote of support to our very wonderful director.
Yeah, thank you to all of you. I couldn't do my job without all of you, and I really appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
So what's our increase this year? What do we have?
Yeah, I know, you guys.
You get, as one person said to me one time when we were talking about nursing salaries, this person said, well, you also get an emotional paycheck.
Do we?
My comment was,
I never cash it.
I'm not gonna tell you what it was, but in private, I will tell you. So, we get an emotional paycheck. Okay, anything else that we need to discuss today? Are you ready to go home? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much for
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Whatever.